Welcome to the Nation of History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. A lieutenant being captured by a young North Vietnamese female fighter. The scene was recorded during the Vietnam War, specifically at a moment of prisoner capture. A woman posing for a bondage photo shoot in 1949. She is tied up with ropes in an awkward position, looking somewhat uncomfortable during the process. A man preparing to strike a bull in the head with a hammer inside a slaughterhouse in Chicago, USA in the year 1906. A woman and a man with facial features altered by a disease, likely a form of congenital syphilis or another disorder affecting the face, taken in 1925. World War I soldiers showing signs of severe emotional and physical impact due to the extreme conditions of combat. An anti-communist revolutionary holding a Molotov cocktail behind his back during the Hungarian Revolution of 1956. The scene is recorded while he and other men are escorted, likely after being captured. A soldier handling a bomb in a desert setting during World War II in 1940. In the background, several other bombs are scattered across the ground. Dr. Fukushi Masaichi, 1878 to 1956, a Japanese doctor known for studying tattoos preserved on bodies after death. A dramatic moment where a man is lying on the ground with an elephant's foot near his head. The scene is ambiguous, suggesting the man might be performing some sort of trick. A nurse and a newborn wearing gas masks, likely taken during World War II, when the use of gas masks became a common practice to protect civilians from chemical attacks. Soldiers during World War I in France with a man performing a stunt known as the human snake. This trick involves contortionism. American troops wearing Brewster body armor during World War I in 1917. Unemployed workers sleeping in the gazebo of Queen's Park, possibly during the Great Depression. The Hilo tsunami, which occurred in 1946 in Hawaii. High-intensity waves hit the region, causing significant damage to structures and the surrounding environment. The remains of a whale on the coast of Alaska in 1910. The whale's body is stranded on the sand, with its large dimensions and structure visible. A coal miner right after his shift in a mine in Germany in the 1950s. His body is covered in coal dust, a reflection of the harsh conditions faced by mining workers. A man swallowing swords while posing for a photo in Weihai, China in 1922. He is surrounded by a group of people, including children and other adults, who are observing his impressive skill. A woman making butter from milk while reading a book in 1897. She is sitting in front of a simple wooden house, holding a utensil to churn the milk into butter. A woman receiving a treatment for freckle lightening, likely in the 1930s. She is lying down and using an unusual medical device that covers her face. A circus performer specializing in knife throwing giving a performance in 1940. On stage, a woman dressed in typical Western show attire stands next to a child who appears to be part of the act. Painters working on top of the famous Woolworth building in New York in 1926. California loggers working with sequoia trees in the 1890s. A boy and his dog in 1889 in front of a simple cabin made of wooden logs. The boy, dressed in modest clothes and with a serious expression on his face. A couple in front of an unusual vending machine located in a store in the year 1957. The machine is offering worms as a product. A man dressed in an Easter bunny costume visiting a sick woman in a hospital. He is standing next to her bed, offering her comfort and care. A group of women in swimsuits walking on a beach. The composition and photographic style recall vintage photo shoots from the 1950s. Yellow Aster Saloon, a bar located in Randsburg, California, around 1901. The setting portrays a typical Old West saloon, with men sitting at tables playing cards and others standing near the bar. The rock formation known as the Six Grandfathers, Thungkashila Shakpe, before becoming Mount Rushmore in 1927. Located in South Dakota, this mountain was sacred to the Lakota people. The image shows the rock formations known as Six Grandfathers before they were transformed into the famous Mount Rushmore monument in 1927. A group of barefoot children in front of a mobile book cart in the Appalachian Mountains. The children are in a rural setting, dressed in simple clothes, and seem excited to explore the books available on the cart. A family of settlers in the Ozark Mountains, Arkansas, in a period photograph. The scene depicts a rustic wooden house with family members performing everyday activities. A woman in a wheat field in the heart of Manhattan, New York, during the year 1982. The setting is unusual, as in the background are the tall buildings of the city, contrasting with the rural landscape of the wheat field. The first airmail flight in Western Canada in 1918. In the image, a young woman poses next to an airplane, smiling and holding one of the plane's propellers. A cavalryman demonstrating his horse's skills as it climbs a steep rock, as part of an exhibition of Italian cavalry skills. A group of children celebrating and clapping at the school exit on the last day of school in 1977. The children have expressions of joy and excitement. Two musicians from the Appalachian region, likely in a country house, around 1910. A woman using a spinning wheel to spin wool or other types of fibers in front of her wooden cabin in the year 1918. She is smiling while working outdoors near a natural setting with trees in the background. A man from Somalia with an elongated neck, taken in 1963. He is wearing traditional clothing, including a turban or a distinctive hat from the region. Several cats on the shore of a harbor in Istanbul, waiting for the return of fishermen. The cats are sitting calmly along the coast, with the sea in the background. A group of American women working as welders during World War II. The women are wearing protective equipment. A small child wearing a Christmas pajama while holding a Christmas gift. A police officer writing a citation while interacting with a smiling woman on a busy street. A woman dressed in period clothing, balancing a cup and saucer on her chest. This type of photography was common at fairs and shows in the 19th and early 20th centuries. A vintage photograph, possibly from a French postcard in the 1920s. It depicts a staged outdoor scene where a woman poses with a relaxed expression while a man watches from behind a tree. A swimmer posing on the beach of Deauville, France, around 1920. She is wearing a period swimsuit, simple and modest, while sitting on the sand. Marion Martin, a show dancer, in a photo shoot before her retirement in 1953. A mother with her daughter in 1880. Both are dressed elegantly for the time with dresses and accessories typical of the late 19th century. A mother with her daughter in 1880. Both are dressed elegantly for the time with dresses and accessories, typical of the late 19th century. The iconic lunch atop a skyscraper photograph taken in 1932, showing construction workers eating lunch casually on a steel beam high above the ground. A curious scene from the 1930s featuring a man posing next to his car, which has posters on the back reading, "Just divorced." A group of men in front of a country store located on a dirt road in North Carolina in the year 1939. The store is a simple wooden structure. A mailman distributing mail on a rural street in France in the early 20th century. An early version of the character Ronald McDonald, created to promote the McDonald's fast food chain. In this photo, the character is portrayed by a man dressed in the signature clown costume. A busy street in New York in the year 1950. The scene is filled with people walking on the sidewalks, with some women wearing colorful dresses. The first televised debate between Democratic candidate John F. Kennedy and Republican Vice President Richard Nixon, held in September 1960. Famous actress Marlene Dietrich kissing a soldier who has just returned from World War II in 1945. American soldiers preparing to land in Normandy during D-Day on June 6, 1944. A woman in a long dress running after her horse on a windy day in the year 1899. The setting is rural, with trees in the background. The wind is visible in the woman's dress and the horse's mane. A riverboat transporting barrels of whiskey at the port of Dusseldorf, Germany. A man stands next to the barrels while a dog observes the scene. A woman in the kitchen of a farmhouse in the Rocky Mountains in the year 1900. She is standing near a wood stove, preparing or stirring something. Workers cleaning the windows of a tall building on 48th Street, New York in the 1950s. A worker assembling the sports section of the New York Times newspaper in 1942. He is wearing a protective mask. A proposed project from 1936 to make the second floor of the Eiffel Tower accessible by car. The proposal included the construction of helical ramps around the tower, allowing vehicles to ascend to that height. A nighttime view of New York in 1933 with the construction of the future Rockefeller Center, indicated by the large excavation site directly along Fifth Avenue. The illuminated building and surrounding streets suggest a vibrant and growing city. The image shows a group of tourists and their guides climbing the Egyptian pyramid, probably at the end of the 19th century. Kathy Ireland posing for Sports Illustrated magazine in a photo shoot from the 1980s or 1990s. The model is wearing a white swimsuit and holding a baseball bat in a sports-themed setting. A man riding a unique chopper bike in Chicago in the early 1970s. The bike has an eccentric design with long front forks and a style characteristic of the era. Marilyn Monroe in an iconic 1953 photo shoot titled "Breakfast in Bed." The actress is lying in bed, wrapped in sheets, holding a cup of coffee. The first photographs taken underwater, dated 1899. In the scene, a diver in a deep-sea diving suit holds a lit device. Lon Chaney appears as a clown in the 1928 film Laugh, Clown, Laugh. He was known for his remarkable transformations in silent cinema. A group of people in 1939 assembling a peculiar invention, a four-person bicycle. Russian cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space, presenting an insignia to American astronaut Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon in 1970.